Emotes. They are a thing that exist. They're pretty popular in online games, being one of the many ways that players can express themselves, and hey, what would you know, Helldivers has them too. But Arrowhead thought it would be real fucking funny to only give us 4 emote slots, even though there are 21 in total. Seriously, can we please get more? Unsurprisingly, some are better than others. Sometimes by several orders of magnitude, like, the difference is crazy. So, yeah, sure, why not? I'll make a ranking. Boom, perfect intro. This definitely isn't my second attempt. It's not like the first one was way too long. Definitely didn't have to cut out my friend's cameo because, you know, I would never have to do that. I planned this out very well, yeah. I'm gonna play his cameo now.
Because you're making a video about them, dingus.
Let's just get started with number 21, the Scout Handshake. Well, okay, that's kind of a lie, because the Scout Handshake is simultaneously my favorite and least favorite emote. This is one of the many buddy ones, as I like to call them. This little symbol right here is going to signify when it's a buddy one, so I don't have to keep disclosing it. These are ones that require another player to interact with you in order for them to play out. And the Scout Handshake consists of you just being a complete dick and baiting your fellow Helldiver to handshake with you, only to swipe away at the last second and pretend to look at something. It's basically just a troll. You make a player think they're about to get a nice firm handshake or high five, only to stab them in the back and piss on their face for good measure. Your fellow soldier trusted you, and this is how you repay that trust, you monster. It is such a cunt thing to do, but at the same time, it's really, really funny as well. I'm sorry, I'm a dick. This is hilarious. I know it's at someone else's expense, but honestly, that makes it even better. On the rare occasions where I do equip it, it is the funniest shit to me. I feel really bad, but it's still funny. And on the few occasions I get baited by the Scout Handshake, you know what? I can't help but laugh. I'm still gonna team kill you. It's pretty much a requirement to team kill anybody who does this to you, but just know I will laugh. Just because this is such an asshole move, I feel like it has to be ranked the lowest, but just know I still really like it. Unlike number 20, the Signal Silence. Yeah, this is super boring. It's just your Helldiver doing a shushing motion. That's it. People probably won't even realize you're doing an emote when it happens. It's super subtle, there's no unique sound effect or anything, and it doesn't have any flair to it. It could be used to communicate with players, gesturing to them to try and take a stealthy approach, but like, the devs know that text and voice chat are things that exist, right? Do they think that the player base is stupid? Don't answer that. I don't know what else to really say. This is just a really lame one, much like our next one, that being Signal Group Up, coming in at number 19. It's just your guy doing a group up motion. It's a bit more interesting than shushing, I guess, but not by much. And again, what's the point of this? Why would I use an emote to talk with my team when there's a text chat? Explain it. Give me a detailed presentation. You can't. And if you can, well, I tip my hat to you. Number 18 is the tip hat. Very self-explanatory one here, and I mean, it's at least got a little bit of personality, that's gotta count for something. Honestly, the most interesting thing I can mention is how the war bond it's associated with sparked a whole debate about if a cowboy hat would be too silly for this game. Keep in note, this is the same franchise where people can survive a point-blank nuke, and we keep fucking orbital cannons under playgrounds. The hat tip itself is honestly just whatever. Like I said, there's at least a little bit of personality, and this is one of the few emotes that let you move while doing it, so hey, there's also that. If I'm using some kind of helmet that has a headwear attached to it, I might equip it since it does fit them a lot more, but that's really about it. But hey, at least there's a positive. At number 17, we have the high five. This is where emotes go from boring to fine. I still probably wouldn't equip most of this stuff, but I wouldn't really say they're a waste of a slot either, and I think nothing summarizes that more than the high five. It's the definition of passable. You and your fellow Helldiver high five, then head bump. It's a nice little bit of camaraderie before you both inevitably die a painful and gruesome death. Pretty straightforward, but that doesn't mean that it's bad. Personally, I think TF2 did it better. Yes, this was just an excuse to mention TF2 and by extension, fish stick on a stick. What of it? Number 16 is the Signal Hold. This is the last Signal emote, and just like its two brothers, it's still lame as hell and completely pointless because something text and voice chat. So why is it considerably higher? 2 reasons. 1, it's at least a little bit unique. This has 2 very distinct motions. The arm raise when you activate it, and the gesture forward when you start moving again. The arm raise lasting until you choose to move. And number 2, which is the actual reason it got this high, is because sometimes the arm raise just doesn't go away, and the animation completely breaks, and it looks super stupid. And I kind of love it, I'm sorry. Not enough to justify putting it any higher, but it still did significantly better than its 2 siblings, so hey, there's that. Number 15, the hug. Not really much else to say, it's a hug. I'm assuming you all know what that is. I'm hoping you've all also received one at one point in your life, but considering there are actually people who unironically think I'm an asshole for saying slavery and discrimination is bad, that clearly isn't the case. The hug is cute and simple, but maybe a bit too simple. Better than everything else so far, but not as good as anything above it. Like the thoracic collision exaltation maneuver, for example, which I'm placing in at number 14. Now, if I was ranking all of these based purely on names, this would 100% be at the top because it's such a stupidly long and convoluted name for something as simple as a chest bump, and I love that. But the emote itself, well, I mean, I just described what it is. Another very simple one here, but honestly, I like it. It has energy, there's movement, it's dynamic. It's a cool man's version of the hug. It also thematically fits a lot better, I feel. A hug is way too slow and soft for a helldiver. These motherfuckers would be jumping into each other as a show of affection. So just for that, and the fact it has a really funny name, I think it deserves to be ranked this high. Coming in at number 13, we have the explosive handshake. This is definitely a personal thing, because I am a sucker for dumb, over-the-top handshakes, and just like the thoracic collision exaltation maneuver, I think it fits the Helldivers perfectly. It's so childish and goofy, it's something a kid would do, and considering how most Helldivers are only 18, that's a very fun lore implication. It's very much in character. And again, it's a dumb handshake. I like it. There might not be as much movement as the thoracic collision exaltation maneuver. That's such a pain in the ass to say every time. But I think the charm more than makes up for it. Coming in at number 14 is protect eardrums. You are, in fact, protecting your eardrums. That is what you're doing here. Yep, that is what is happening. I just think this one looks really silly. I don't know, something about the stance that you're in while you're doing it, all hunched over like a goblin, is really funny to me. I know it probably shouldn't be, but Also, using it when something's about to explode, which is very often in this game by the way, feels very thematic. Oh, also, you can make it look like you're jacking off the democracy officer. Number 11, the test of conviction. Possibly the most simple emote on this list, period. Because it is just a firm hand grasp. But there's one thing I really like about it. It only ends when one person chooses to move. So whenever you use this, it pretty much becomes this little battle of attrition to see who's gonna let go first. It's almost like a game of sorts. And if you have friends as stubborn as mine, trust me, that game is gonna last a while. I know this is objectively, not even subjectively, but objectively, boring and uninteresting, but not everything that glitters is gold or something like that. Number 10. Draw. Well, it has an exclamation mark, so I guess it should actually be pronounced DRAW! This marks the start of the good territory. Everything from here is well worth a slot and something that I equip regularly. Draw, exclamation mark, puts you into a draw stance. Pressing the fire button will actually make you pull out your secondary, giving you the ability to shoot, letting you live out your dreams of being a cowboy. This actually has a practical benefit as this lets you pull out your secondary really fast, so I guess it should technically be ranked the highest since it has an upside, but looking at it purely as an emote, it's still pretty good. There is definitely some sauce here. It looks and feels pretty dope, but I don't know, it just feels a bit restrictive, I guess. With a big iron or talon, it feels awesome, but with a lot of other stuff, it just feels kind of awkward to me. It was very much made for single shot weapons. More continuous fire ones or charge up ones don't look as good to me, and you probably don't need me to tell you this, but it just doesn't work on melee weapons either, so you know, there's that too. With the right sidearm, it can be great, and I'll argue it's like a top 3, with its limitations kind of forced me to bring it down quite a bit. Number 9, the casual salute, and number 8, lockstep. A 2-for-1 special here. Who says I can't be generous? I could explain why the salute is this high, but like, come on, it's the goddamn salute. If it wasn't at least in the top 10, I think I'd have actual bounties being put on my head. I'm already on thin ice after making these 2 videos. Jokes aside, the salute is actually good though. It just feels good to use for pretty much any occasion. When completing an objective, when overlooking a barrage, when near teammates, while you're up on high elevation, and just like the draw, there's an actual practical benefit, since it makes the flag raise faster on spreading democracy objectives. Also, it's super iconic. A lot of people outside of the player base would still probably recognize it. It's even in TF2. Spy's version of the flying colors emote, or taunt, fuck, they're called taunts in that game, aren't they? Shit. Makes him do a shockingly similar pose to the salute. Is it a direct reference? I'm just gonna say yes because I can't be bothered to look it up. So considering how I just hyped up the salute big time, why is lockstep higher? It's literally just an objective upgrade. It's just the salute, but you can walk while doing it, so I'm not even gonna bother explaining that placement. Should be pretty self-explanatory. Number 7, natural gas extraction. It's a fart joke. That is the only reason it's this high. That's the only reason I like this so much. Do I have anything else to say? No. Will I play a fart sound effect? Of course, I'm not above a cheap laugh.
My entire goddamn skeleton, dickhead!
Number 6. This is democracy.
Hey, did you guys know this is a reference to the This Is Sparta's theme from the movie 300 directed by Zack Snyder? This one scene being a quite popular meme in the mid-2000s.
Something as simple as a kick should not be this hilarious, but it is. It's funny to kick enemies, to kick teammates, not in that kind of way. Especially if you're high up on something, or about to enter the evac shuttle. I'm sure this has some kind of actual gameplay application, somebody has to have gotten value out of this, but that somebody isn't me. I just use it to be a complete shithead. And if I see somebody else who has this, oh, you bet we are about to have a fight to the death. Number 5, Raiders cheer, and number 4, at ease. I know these 2 literally have nothing in common, but they're this high for the same reason. They're just really good. Raiders cheer is a very basic arm raise, but the enthusiasm and energy in the animation really helps it out. Also, you can move while doing it. And at ease is your character folding their arms behind their back and standing up straight, looking rad as hell. I know I'm probably not using this word right, but this has some mad aura. Raiders cheer is fun to just spam whenever you can, since it's super fast and mobile. My favorite thing to do with it is go up to a teammate who just killed a heavy unit and do it. It makes it feel like I'm celebrating with them. And at ease feels awesome to do while overlooking any kind of general chaotic scene. Standing there stone cold and composed while the barrage is currently blasting enemies back into the Stone Age never gets old to me. It feels so cool. The only problem is that both of them have another emote that does what they do, but better, which I'll get into in just a second, because first we need to cover the 3rd place entry, rock, paper, scissors. You can straight up just play rock, paper, scissors in this game. TF2 still did it better because you can't insta-give, but hey, this is the 2nd best version I've seen. 3rd TF2 reference in this video, by the way. This is an amazing time waster. Got a minute or 2 to spare on the ship or the evac? Just bust this out and play rock, paper, scissors. If you win, kill the person who lost, and if you lose, blow yourself up with a grenade. Still not quite as funny as insta-gibbing, but it will have to do, I guess. I really wish we had more emotes that were just little games like this. It sucks how they come in such a limited quantity. I don't think this quite deserves top place because it isn't something you can always do. Not only because it requires teammates, but also because they might not even want to play. That or the game just won't let them interact with you. Seriously, why do buddy emotes just randomly not work? Sometimes it's really annoying. But when you do manage to get a few rounds in, it's great. I think 3rd place is well deserved. And finally, we have Raised Weapon and Enthusiastic Mirth, coming in at 2nd and 1st place respectively. Raised Weapon is just a better Raiders cheer to me. Sure, it's only 1 arm as opposed to 2, but that 1 arm is also holding your weapon. A weapon that you can still fire. Yes, it functions exactly how you'd expect with the explosive pistols. This just feels better to do. Now when I celebrate a teammate killing a heavy unit, I can even fire my gun a bit just to really sell the moment. And you can still move while doing it, just like you can with Raiders cheer. Also, just in case you need another reason. And then there's Enthusiastic Mirth, which is just your Helldiver laughing like a goddamn madman, which just feels like at ease, but with extra spice, a bit more zest, some more flavor to it. Sure, standing there all calm and composed is cool, but frantically laughing like a madman is even better, to me at least. And it is a laugh, so you can use that for situations where it's appropriate. Combine this with the Scout Handshake if you want to be the biggest prick imaginable. It is my favorite emote in the game. I love it. I love being able to go full on supervillain at a moment's notice. It's good for pretty much any scenario. It just sucks how the laugh likes to play up a lot with the audio just not working sometimes, but honestly, I don't care. It has a good animation, a lot of personality, a lot of applications, and it sounds good when it works. I can confidently say it's worthy of first place. But that's a wrap. What do you think of the ranking? Do you think that Signal Group Up is actually God's gift to man and am mad that I ranked it as the third worst? If you do, let me know why down in the comments. I'd like to see what emotes are your guys' favorites. But besides that, the video's done. It was really late while I was writing that, and it's also really late while I'm recording this, so fucking just, I hope you had an above average day. I hope the rest of your day continues to be above average. And guess what? Chicken butt. Call 'em.
Check it out, I'm in the house like carpet. And if there's too many heads in my blunt, I won't spark it. I'll put it in my pocket and save it like rocket fuel. Till everybody's gone and it's cool, then I spark it up with my brother. His mama named him Moan, but I call him Moan Lover. And he's more than a cover, he's a quilt. We're putting shit together like the house that John built on a hill. Cause this shit gonna feel like velvet, turtle. My style fits tighter than a girdle. If you hate it, then you can just leave it like Beaver. But in a day or two, I'll make you a true believer in me. Cause like the alphabet, you'll see that ism kicks a rhyme, not your everyday soliloquy. Like Chef Boyardee, my rhyme is truly cooking. Peace to Matty Rich, cause he's straight out of Brooklyn, New York. I don't eat pork or swine when I dine. I drink a cup of Kool-Aid, not a big glass of wine or a Heineken. If you have time, I'll drop rhyme again.
Realize those oysters are getting in the way, bro. You don't see your back. Get out of here. Bro, get off your high horse.